J-Dub's going with Garrett Wilson, Kyle Pitts, and CJ Stroud. Is that against Pete or a different league?
I think that's his finish first picks.
Oh, it is. You're right.
Better not have that team
No,
against me.
I was like,
Trouble.
you missed a. We need a running back prediction too, J-Dubs. Mostert slash Javante or JSN. And PPR, I'm completely okay with flexing JSN. But if you're going to go with one of the two running backs, I still go Mostert. I think Javante is going to have a good day, but I like Mostert too much to not start him. But if you want to go, generally I'm going to go wide receiver in the flex, so I probably just go JSN here. Taylor, what's going on? Happy week 1 Sunday to you. Moss or Ford in full PPR? Ford. I like Moss this week, but I go Jerome Ford. Palmer, Uzavis, or the Gus bus, full PPR. Higgins is out. Got to pivot. I like Palmer. I'm really getting. I think Gus Edwards going to have a good day still, but I'm getting a little worried about the Gus bus.
Thinking J.K. Dobbins show.
Yeah. Dobbins starting to spook me a little bit.
I'm glad he's on my team.
Yeah. But yeah, I think full PPR. I still like Palmer a lot. Uzavis is fine too. Yeah, the tush push not in effect. Who loved Saquon Barkley all off season and was drafting him like crazy and begged you guys to draft him?
Not you, not us. Couldn't be.
Eric, 12 team, half PPR. We got Ridley, Addison, or Adunze. Yeah, I like all these guys this week. I think Addison and Roma Dunze are really sneaky guys who have touchdown upside this week. Ridley should have the best volume, though, is kind of the problem here. But he's got the worst matchup. So I think I go Addison. I'm really in on Addison this week. Chat, what do you guys think about Eric's question? Because this one's, I think, close. I feel kind of the same about Roma Dunze as I feel about Addison. Like, I think he's super sneaky. I think I go Addison, though.
I love the faith. I don't know. I'm starting to go the opposite direction on Sam Darnold.
Really?
His press conference was weird on Thursday or Friday. I can't remember when it was, but it was like, I don't know. He looked kind of chunky, kind of like whatever. But he's like, oh, bro, it was like a backup quarterback where I have Kirk Cousins, who's like clean cut, like these are the questions, answer the questions. I don't know. Just I got a bad vibe from it, but hey, vibes are vibes.
Vibes are vibes.
They're just vibes. He could be,
I think generally I probably go for the volume and go Ridley, but if you want a little bit, I think there's more touchdown upside with Addison or Roma Dunze. So I think it's still riskier, but you kind of got to look at your lineup. Like, did you face, Jaden Reed or AJ Brown or Barkley or Worthy? Like, likely, probably not likely, but if you need a little bit more upside, I think it might be there at the other guys. Stober, what's up? Your bench is Chase Brown, Chuba, Mason Stevenson. Drop Dobbs for Fields. Drop J-Mo for Uzavis. No, why did you drop J-Mo? Should I drop Chuba for Dowdle? No. I mean, Dallas has come out and said that the split is going to be 50-50 between Zeke and Dowdle. I hate that you dropped J-Mo. I mean, I like Uzavis a lot still, but J-Mo should not be dropped. Dropping Dobbs is fine if you needed Fields that badly, but no, I wouldn't drop Chuba. The volume's still there. Chuba is not going to face snap competition. He just has a bad matchup this week. Very hot take. McLaurin will finish as a top 10 wide receiver. I mean,
Ooh.
I think Scary Terry will be much better this year for sure. But it's just hard to put him in top 10. Like, there's some really good wide receivers he's beating out if he's top 10. Top 20? That might be more realistic, Top 15? Maybe. Gus never has much upside. Don't ever say that. Don't ever talk down the Gus bus. Ever. Yeah, definitely a floor play. I mean, he's a late round draft pick. All right, so if you guys go on Underdog and you make a pick'em entry with a first touchdown score, which they have all over the place today, you will unlock a free Amon-Ra St. Brown over half a total yard pick. So it's not exclusive to like using the catch promo code or anything, but it's pretty cool. Some of you guys talking about first touchdown scores earlier in the chat.
We gave out that first one on Thursday, baby. I gave out Derrick Henry first touchdown scorer on Twitter.
You
And I
did.
gave out Devonta Smith over 60.5 yards. So we started off good. And I did a decent yesterday in college. So I don't know. Give me some winners. Give us some more winners. We have a good weekend going so far.
We had a little segment earlier, so
Good.
I'm trying to throw together my underdog pick'ems.
I should do that.
Throw in one last.
I have 50% deposit match, guys. I gotta do a deposit.
Yeah, it's a good week. I think there's a lot of opportunity. I feel like week 1 is one of the best. There's still risk because, I don't know. It's like the NFL is so volatile. We always expect to know what's going to happen week 1, but also like you have so much time to prepare for week 1 and like evaluate everything, and then you cut down to 6 days.
Yeah, it feels like it's always the hardest week 1. We're gonna miss on somebody. Somebody we think is gonna be good is gonna be terrible this year.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. These first 2 games have been pretty straightforward,
That's what scares me. Cardinals over the Bills today. Yeah. There you go. Cardinals over the Bills.
Let's see. All right, so we're starting Purdy, Kyron, Bijan, Garrett Wilson, Devon Smith, Pitts, Moore, and Debo. I mean, yeah, starting team looks good here. So I guess your drop's not too bad. I think J-Mo's gonna have a really good week 1, but your wide receivers are pretty stacked.
He's not cracking that.
And so are your running backs. You're pretty much stacked everywhere. Are we starting Xavier Worthy going forward? I mean, I was encouraging guys to flex Xavier Worthy this week. Yeah, I mean, he's going to be a flex option on a week in, week out basis. He's going to score 2 touchdowns every week. I don't think so. But his touchdown upside is going to be there every week. I think you look back to early Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, there's a lot more volatility. Like Tyreek Hill wasn't hitting double digits like every single week. But literally, like it's going to be close to that. I mean, that's why they brought Xavier Worthy in.
I think he's going to be maybe a little bit decoy maybe next week against Cincy. I think they play the Bengals next week. Like maybe they run him on a lot of those decoy routes and they go back to underneath stuff. They're going to force teams to pick. And it's like, what is the team going to do? Are we going to let Xavier Worthy beat us over the top? Or are we going to just like play super deep shell coverage like they did with Tyreek's last season in Kansas City? And Mahomes had to learn how to check down and do that stuff. And he knows how to do that stuff now. So it's just kind of, we got to see how teams are going to approach this.
Yeah. And the other thing is like with the Andy Reid offense, you have to expect some changes. I mean, they just do so many different things. But I mean, I think the other part of this equation is like, are you really going to bench Xavier Worthy? I think what'll be even more interesting is when Hollywood Brown is back, how do things look? You're going to probably get more volatility there. But it also depends. Like, are you in a single flex or a double flex league? I think you're going to see a lot more, people willing to flex Saver Worthy on a weekly basis and double flex. But this is why, I mean, you have to expect volatility. I mean, that's why you drafted him. You drafted him for upside. The Notre Dame upset was bad. Never trust an ex-Duke quarterback.
I don't want to talk about
Shout out to
it.
Northern Illinois. Is
Northern
that who it
Illinois.
was?
Who would ever, who could ever lose to Northern Illinois, let alone lose to a team that lost to Illinois, Northern Illinois?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what I stay away from college football for that reason.
We hit.
Rather like
Both our upsets hit on the podcast I do on the college betting podcast, so it is scary.
it is definitely scary. It scares me. 16-man, $300 starting lineup is AR, Brees, Javonte, Amon-Ra, Pitts, Zay, Flowers, McLaurin. Yeah, good starting lineup for a 16-man league for sure.
Definitely.
This could be a starting lineup in a 12-man. So
Pray for AR.
yeah,
That's all you got to do.
Yeah. I mean, you got $300 on the line here. Week 1 should look good. Ravens offensive line did not play well. They have 3 new starters on that offensive line, and Lamar Jackson just said whatever. Like he kind of made you forget about it. But the pass protection was really. I mean, if it wasn't Lamar Jackson back there, Chris Jones may have had like 6 sacks in this game. He was like at the quarterback so often in this game. So that's going to be really interesting to watch. Should get better as the season goes on, I would hope.
And they were better towards the end of that game. It felt like they wore them out. Like they were gassed, Kansas City's defense by the end.
Yeah. Derrick Henry's okay. No one panic. Start 2, Rachaad White, Aaron Jones, Singletary, Ford. What's up, Richard? Definitely start Rachaad White. You cannot bench Rachaad White this week. And I like Aaron Jones a lot. Singletary is fine. Jerome Ford, I think, is a really good start too. But Rachaad White, Aaron Jones, I'm starting both those guys this week. For sure. Giants run defense still awful. You got to expect that the Vikings are going to incorporate Aaron Jones and the run game into this game with Darnold at quarterback. Rachaad White has one of the best matchups the entire week this week. So not even close for me. But I do like Ford. Chill, what's going on, man? Hello. Start 1, PPR flex. We got Kamara, Godwin, Ridley, Chase Brown, JSN, JMO. Generally in PPR, I want to flex a wide receiver, so I lean towards Godwin. Such a good matchup here. I think he's going to have a really good day. But I really like Kamara. If you just want to flex Kamara against that Panthers run defense, I think you just roll with him. Got no problem with that. He's a great play. It's really Kamara or Godwin for me. There's other good names here, potential, but those 2 guys have the safest floor and still have really good ceilings. Who do the Packers bring in? Mike White or Ryan Tannehill? Those are our guesses. We decided on Friday night. I mean, there's like really no one else. And I don't even know if Tannehill's going to want to come in for a small stint like this. Like, I feel like he's going to want to come into a place where he can be a starter for the rest of the season, then try and work into some sort of contract next year, with even if it's with a different team. But it's just kind of, the Tannehill thing is kind of weird. He might think he can still play, which, I mean, maybe he can. No offense, Ryan Tannehill, but the Packers have, if Jordan Love's truly going to be out for 3 weeks, like I just think it might be longer. It's tough to say.
I think 3 weeks is the minimum. I think that's a safe bet.
They got the Colts, the Titans, and the Vikings. Like, These are 3 games that they can squeeze out if they can squeeze out.
That
I mean,
Titans game could
frankly, if
be
he's
a
only
problem. That Titans and Colts game
it,
could be
they're
more
on the
problems
road.
than they
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. But if Jordan Love's only out 3 weeks, they really only need to win, like, one of these games,
You got to win.
you know?
Yeah, I guess you could lose the two AFC games. You got to beat the Vikings essentially if
I
you're
was
the
about to say the Vikings
Packers.
game probably has yeah, the Vikings game is probably the most important, you know? Um, then they're at the Rams, at home against the Cardinals. That would be 5 weeks. Then they get Houston at home week 7. That'd be 6 weeks. Then they're at Jacksonville, at home against Detroit before they have a bye week in week 10. Like, there is a scenario where he's out through the bye week, but they after that contract, they're going to have every doctor in the Green Bay area working on
All
Jordan Love's
six of
knee,
them.
so all 6 of them. So, they're gonna do whatever they can to get him out there. So we haven't gotten like an official report, or
I think
I mean, the
MCL
Packers
sprain.
haven't been
Yeah,
near
it's like MCL sprain
well,
is the
I know that,
official.
but
Yeah.
I'm just saying from like Matt LaFleur, or like because they haven't been no reason to do a press conference like until week 2 actions going underway. Like they're just resting. Um, but yeah, I don't know who the Packers bring in.
They may ride
They're
Malik
not just gonna.
Willis next week.
I was gonna say, I don't think they can do it though.
And that's a horrible matchup because you're playing the Colts. The Colts are probably the worst matchup
Yeah,
for that because they see Anthony Richardson every day. They'll be ready for a running quarterback on defense.
this is true. This is true. So I just I don't know if they're gonna bring anyone in. But if they do, I think it's Love or Love, geez, Mike White or Tannehill's been the popular name. Uh, let's get caught up here. What's up, Glock guy? Good to see you. With Chase on a snap count, playing Neighbors over Chase. No, I still start Chase. It is interesting though. I mean, it's a good matchup for
Neighbors gonna have a
Neighbors.
yeah, he's gonna have a good game. He'll get a touch. He'll go
Yeah, I,
a buck 30 and a touchdown against us. I'm sure.
yeah, I like Neighbors, but I'm still going Chase. Still going Chase. Like I said earlier, Chase on a snap count is still Jamar Chase. Like the touchdown upside doesn't go away there. Yeah, Kamara essentially a must start this week, and a guy that you can flex. There's only like a few running backs that I'm like you can flex this week over a wide receiver, and Kamara definitely one of them. DK, Chase, Kirk, or Connor need 2 in full PPR. DK and Chase for sure. And I like Kirk a lot this week. Like a lot, a lot. But you got to roll with those 2 guys. Diego looks like he missed this. Zamir White, B. Tom, or Javante. If it's full PPR, like you can definitely go with Brian Thomas here. But if you want the floor, I think you just roll with Zamir White. Javante's fine. The player that I'm most confident in here is probably Zamir White. I think he's got as good of a chance of anyone to score a touchdown today. Jacob says closer to 4 weeks. Yeah, it's just such a rough timeline. Because I feel like everyone's going to expect a minimum, but I think to be safe, they're going to end up
They came out and said,
adding.
or the report said they expect a minimum. At least what I read.
Really, yeah. I mean, it makes sense too. It's just kind of like it's. I think it's going to really depend on how many games do the Packers win in the next couple weeks.
That's true. If they're 0-3, he has to come back and play that, or 1-2. That he has to play that Rams game, especially if the Lions
Yeah,
and the Bears are cooking and the Vikings win today. They have to. It's like one of those have to. We gotta get it back, or we're in trouble.
Yeah, 110%. Javante or B Rob in non PPR? Javante.
I like B Rob today though too.
Yeah, I don't. Eh, you've got B Rob on the road against a top 5 run defense last year.
They're missing their D tackle
And
though. I think.
then,
I think they're gonna. He's gonna be have a good
yeah,
touchdown
it's just
spot.
like it's tough here. Javante's got a great matchup, but he's on the road with Bo Nix at quarterback. So I think you could flip a coin. This is very, very close. Very close. Javante better matchup, but B Rob better offense?
Better player? Question mark. I don't know. Yeah, better offense. I would
Fair.
say.
That's fair too. What do you guys think about Pickens with Fields starting today? Still a safe start. I mean, if you have to roll with him, I'm okay with it.
I love Fryermuth today. Fryermuth stonks through the
Yeah.
roof. Fryermuth, baby. It's Fryermuth season again.
Yeah. I talked about Freiermuth earlier. I mean, he's in as good of a spot as anyone. The Falcons were really bad against tight ends last year. He's the second receiving option on this team. It's not even close. But yeah, like if you have to flex Pickens, fine. But I have a bad feeling like what is there to worry about if you're the Falcons defense? It's basically Pickens. And like they can X him out. I mean, AJ Terrell's still a good corner. So I understand the concern here. But if you have to start him, it's okay. Neighbors has Chase or DJ Moore ceiling, in my opinion. Hate how he moved up in draft so much. I mean, he does, but Daniel Jones throwing him the football complicates things.
Nice. All right. I got shout out Explore More on mine for the $5 super chat. Thank you. Switched out T. Higgins for Jaden Reed this week. What an incredible play. Just all time top tier play from him. And it's his first year playing fantasy. So bravos, brother. And thanks for the $5 again.
Very nice. Yeah, I looked through. I have one league where I have Jaden Reed, Saquon Barkley, and oh gosh, now I don't remember. Hold on, I want to pull it up now. I was like, this is my best start to week 1, maybe ever. Gosh, I'm in so many leagues.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm in 6 leagues and I'm overwhelmed over here.
It should just be my highest point total. Wow, J-Dubs, I'm gonna beat you this week.
I think me and J Dubs are in a dogfight.
Oh, here we go. I have Barkley, Pacheco, Jaden Reed. Yeah, that was a nice start.
That's a very
82 points between the three. Let's see. In my redraft, I drafted Jordan Love. Will T-Law be a good fill-in? For sure. Yeah, for sure. Cordero Patterson season. We might see a little Cordero Patterson action.
Arthur Smith, his boy.
I mean, yeah, would it really surprise anybody? I don't think so. I don't think so. Do we think Jamar snap count means they're only going to run the ball? No. No. They're going to get Jamar Chase involved. The real question for me is, does Jermaine Burton get involved today? Like, we know Uzava is going to be involved, but Burton's got to be the wide receiver 3 on paper right now. That'll be interesting. But no, I mean they're going to run the football, but they're going to throw it too. Enjoy this week one, Jaden Reed. I mean that's the other thing with Jaden Reed is like we need a healthy Jordan Love or at least a player who can throw the football down. You know, but still very positive if you own Reed. What defense will you guys start? Fields or what quarterback? It says defense, then you switched in the chat. Fields or Caleb Williams? I'm still going Caleb Williams here. Isn't this ironic?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going Caleb Williams here. At home, first NFL start. Not a great secondary, even if they added Snead. Rest of that secondary, not good. Just go ahead and roll Caleb Williams. Is my 12-team man league bad? A Rich, A Chain, Connor, Amon Ra, Lave, Pitts, Monty. No, I mean you got plenty of upside. I prefer to flex a wide receiver there, but I think Monty's about as good as a running back that you're going to be able to flex. So I think that's fine. I think that is fine. Malik Willis named the starter for Green Bay next week. Let's go.
Let's go. All right, Colts. Colts in good shape. Packers fans in distraught.
I think they're going to try and just squeeze out a win and get Jordan Love back out there as soon as possible.
Josh Jacobs, massive upside next week.
Yeah. I mean, that is the thing, regardless of how you feel about Malik Willis, there's still a lot of offensive playmakers on this team. So don't get me wrong. I'm just, I'm not overly excited about this, but
I like the positive spin. It's bad, guys.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Well, somebody's going to still be okay.
What if they don't score any points? What if they have 100 yards of offense and don't score?
But once again, it's really similar to the Jets last year, and everyone's like, yeah, like, get rid of Garrett Wilson, get rid of Breece Hall, and then they're perfectly fine. Like the upside lowers. I mean, I think it helped Breece Hall last year. So many dump offs. But like
those receivers aren't Garrett Wilson. I get Josh Jacobs stonks and their Packers D is bad. That's the real problem, I think. Like the Jets at least got the ball a lot. Yeah, like the Packers could be chasing all game.
Also, like the field conditions were so bad Friday. Definitely did not help the defenses. Didn't help the offenses either, though. But yeah, maybe Packers are 0-3, as J-Dub says.
4.
Full PPR. Who do you guys prefer, Pickens or Stevenson? This is tough. It's tough. I'd probably still go Pickens. But if you want to go Ramondre, I think you could. It's just like, I don't know. We'll have to kind of see. How do you feel about Pickens this week? Because I'm a little.
I don't. Yeah, Pickens is always kind of whatever with me. It's like maybe he has a good week, maybe he doesn't. He'll probably have a highlight catch that's out of bounds.
Like I've been fine with him all week, and then now I'm kind of at a point where I'm like, I think this Falcons defense is in a good spot here. We got Fields. I mean, I'm not like discrediting Fields, but it's just like it's just tough. I think full PPR, I still trust Pickens, but because like Ramondre, it's like I'm not out on Ramondre this week. It's just like
What is
he's still
Ramondre? Yeah.
what is Ramondre is exactly the
It's,
way to put it.
yeah. New England, they're bad. Cincy,
What is New England?
yeah.
You know,
What is New England?
I agree.
It's a collection of states in the northern part of the United States, central home to
Yeah,
the United States Revolution, and
yeah,
home of a
exactly.
lot of home of a lot of Super Bowls and good football for the last 20 years. And now they're terrible, and everybody's happy.
Pretty much summed up. I guess I go Pickens. Thoughts on Jacobs now? Our team's just going to focus on him. I mean, even if they do, the volume's going to be there. So
It,
take
it,
advantage of the volume.
it's all terrible for Green Bay, right? Of course, they don't have any running back depth either. They have zero running back depth. Everybody's hurt.
Yeah. Sorry, you were lagging for a second there.
Oh, I was talking about the running back depth in Green Bay. They got nobody to go behind Jacobs.
That is true. I mean, what's his name? Emmanuel Wilson looked okay,
He did.
but I'm not gonna freak out about the Packers situation just yet. I think like you own Jacobs, you own Reed, you can still start these guys. Dobbs, Musgrave, Kraft, probably fading. Watson, I still think there's upside, but he's gonna be really risky. Adunze, wide receiver one on the Bears stat wise by end of season.
I could see it.
I'm not ready to say over DJ Moore. Yeah, I mean I could see it, but not ready to count out DJ Moore here.
I think touchdowns would
Not ready.
be. Oh, Dunze touchdowns is the safe one if you're gonna pick like. Oh yeah,
Fair.
DJ Moore has all the yards. Dunze catches all those jump balls.
Yeah, I'm okay with him over Keenan Allen.
We're out on Keenan Allen. I'm out on Keenan Allen. Too weird. Too I don't know.
It's so crazy because he was so good last year. But it's really easy to be out on him. Sutton, Judy, Mostert at the flex. Sutton in full PPR, but I'm okay with Mostert.
Please don't play Jared Judy.
I think Mostert's gonna have a good day. We'll see. Time for Steelers to bust out that RPO package. Yeah. Chase is playing, but should I still play him? Yes. Yes. Don't worry about Chase. You can worry, but I think Chase is fine. What about playing Burrow or A-Rich? I take the upside. Just go with A-Rich. Just go with A-Rich. Burrow's fine, but go with A-Rich. Musgrave looking like the tight end too. I mean, I'm not coping when I say this, but I don't want to overreact because I mean Musgrave still had 2 targets. He just didn't catch either of them. Then Tucker Kraft had 3. So it's like, well, I mean, I take that back, I guess. The targets, I guess, aren't as important because Tucker Kraft was on the field for 96% of snaps and Musgrave 25%. So, am I worried about Luke Musgrave? Yeah. Am I fading Luke Musgrave? Yes. So, am I upset about Luke Musgrave? Yes. But it's also one game. Let's kind of see here. But yeah, maybe this was a volatile tight end situation to walk into. Fortunately, I started drafting a lot less of Luke Musgrave on underdog as the offseason went on. And I actually, towards the end, I started to try and even things out and draft Tucker Kraft if I had Jordan Love on teams, but we'll see. What are we doing with Andrews buying low? You can. Yeah. People are like so panicked on Andrews.
I mean, I would be. He hasn't had a good
Um,
season in like 3 years since like a monster season.
yeah, I don't have any shares of
Same.
Andrews in redraft or dynasty. So I'm maybe less concerned. Um,
We're also not clouded by
I
it.
mean,
Like we're not clouded by having Andrews. You're just looking objectively at it. That's the way it is.
yeah. To be fair, he was on a great pace last year before he got hurt. He was still top 15. The 2 seasons before, he was tight end 4 and tight end 1. Um, so I totally get being in on Andrews, especially with what the Ravens did last year. But I think what's bigger and more in everyone's faces is that Isaiah Likely just looked so good with the ball in his hands. And then last year at the end of the season when Andrews was hurt, Likely was really good. And he's much younger. And that's kind of what happens. You think about like Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert's a good example of like Ertz gets banged up with the Eagles. He's like a part of the reason why they win a Super Bowl. But then Goddard's there and he's just playing better. I don't know what Andrews' contract looks like though, but yeah, I think for purely this season, redraft, if you can get Andrews at the right price, I'm okay with it for sure. J Dubs, Luke Musgrave is a league winner, okay? Vikings or Saints defense, I go Saints.
Safer, much safer play.
Yeah. Who's a higher floor of the Saints?
Vikings do like to get pick sixes against the Giants, though, in New York.
Yeah, I do think if you're in a position where you truly need to stream a defense, you can go with the Vikings, but it's the Saints. If I don't have a viable tight end, I try. Yeah, I mean, if you drafted Dallas Goedert and Luke Musgrave, you know, I don't mind trading for Mark Andrews. Depends on the situation. And I mean, you're definitely buying him low. Like, I don't know if you're going to have a better week to buy Mark Andrews this whole year. So if you want to go out and get him, I am not against doing so in any way whatsoever. All right, guys, we'll go for a couple more minutes here. Exciting morning.
Oh boy, stressful.
A lot to look forward to today. We got some nice surprises. Dak Prescott gets extended. Tyreek Hill made the morning interesting. Doesn't look like it's going to matter. Chase is going to play.
Justin Fields starting.
Justin Fields
Officially starting.
is a starter. Likely on the waivers will be hot. Yeah, I mean,
He'll be
free agent. Yeah. Right now, I don't know if we haven't had anyone really emerge. It's just Justice Hill and Isaiah Likely. Nothing really came out of that Eagles Packers game, except if you have like Stafford, Rodgers, guys like that hanging on the waiver wire, Baker, Kirk Cousins, they might not be because of the Jordan Love situation. I have Kenneth Walker, Alvin Kamara, and Jamar Chase. Need 2 to start. Who y'all doing? Please help me. I played Saquon, play CMC. I'm toast if I play anything wrong. This is tough. Kenneth, I love this week. Kamara, I love this week, and I'm still don't really want to sit Jamar Chase. Played Saquon and CMC. Jeez. You might get lucky with CMC.
Yeah, you might already be toast though. Like it could already be over with that Saquon performance.
It's true too.
Sometimes it just happens.
It's half PPR. Then I start Kenneth and Alvin Kamara. Really tough to bench Jamar Chase. Why can't you start? Who are you starting at wide receiver? Who's that much better that you're starting them at over Chase? I mean, listen, Walker and Kamara are facing 2 bottom 3 run defenses last year. Like 2 of the absolute worst run defenses in the league last year. You know, like they're in smash spots and half PPR. Already have JJ and Adams. Adams is such a good matchup. JJ is such a good matchup. That makes sense.
That definitely makes sense. That's the right play, especially when we didn't know what Chase's situation.
Trust your gut here. I mean, I think I go with the running backs in half PPR.
I think yes.
You
I
got plenty
think
of touch.
they have higher upside. Like they could have huge. Like Jamar Chase might have a good day. I don't think Jamar Chase is going to be enough volume to have like a crazy day. You got to take a risk here.
Yeah, I go with the running backs half PPR. That's tough though. I didn't draft Barkley enough if the Eagles can't get that tush push right. I tried to tell you guys.
And it's a 26.
Tried to. But it's just one game. Let's not like make it a full season. Um Adams has a really, really good matchup. Jamar Chase better play the whole game or I'm crushed.
I don't know if he is.
He's on a snap. I think he'll play the whole game, but on a snap count. That makes sense. All right. I can't believe the off season's done.
It's over. We've made it.
I mean, I guess
here.
it's already been done, but yeah, we're here.
We're here. Full slate today. 13 games, something like that.
Ford or Swift? I like both this week. I'm still in on my guy DeAndre Swift this week. I'll say Swift for upside because I think the PPR potential's there. Receiving work is there. I still really like Jerome Ford. If you want to go for a floor, I think he's fine too. So Swift for upside, Jerome Ford for the floor. All right, so just so you guys know, in terms of the week, what you guys can look forward to. Sunday nights, Pete will be putting out a like post Sunday action.
Reaction.
Yeah. Reaction, panic, video for you guys every